Good evening. So we got another request for a DIY, a do-it-yourself European mount on a whitetail deer. This is a Michigan 8-point from 2024. Just finally getting around to doing something with this skull. I'm going to show you how to get the meat off and the skin off with relative ease. We're going to use the boiling method. We're going to show you how to get the oils out of the skull, which can be a little bit time consuming and challenging at times, but we've got a good method for that. As well as the whitening process, which is a little bit different from the last video we did, process that we've kind of perfected a little bit. So we're going to show you that as well. Stick around. The video will drop this Saturday. You can find us on YouTube at Antler Assassins TV Bowhunting Television. So first we're going to start with our skull and skin on top. We're going to cut a nice line down the middle, and we're going to slowly cut back the flesh and the skin. And you want to get next to the bone with a real sharp knife. You don't want to scrape on the bone because it will leave knife marks, and you will see that in your final product. So you want to do this as very carefully as possible, so a real sharp knife is helpful. And just work your way around the eyes, around the back of the skull, around the lower jaw, because ultimately what we're going to want to do is get that lower jaw off of the skull. Some people keep that and bleach that as well, but I'm not sure we're going to keep it in this process. Up around the pedestal, around the bottom of the antler, you want to be real careful as well. You don't want to bust any of the edges of the antler base off, so you'll want to be real careful. This video is sped up just to save some time, but this is basically the process. Once you get enough of the flesh out, you can see that the jawbone will detach pretty easily. You can just pull back on it and you can see how it came out there. Next step is our boiling process. We're using a large crab boil pan. You want to get the water up and over top of the skull, not too much up into the antlers, but over the bone. And you're going to boil it for 45 minutes on medium heat. Going to add a little bit of soap to the mix. This is going to help separate the oils that come out of the skull and make bleaching a lot easier in your next step. In this next step, once we get it out of the boil, we're going to soak it in nice cool water, cool the skull, get the oils out. Some people can add some Oxy Clean to this. This helps a little bit, or some Dawn dish soap. You can see we got some extra meat there that we're going to pressure wash off in the next process. In the next process, our pressure washing, we're going to blow this remaining meat and a little bit of visceral layer that lays up on the skull off. Nothing industrial or heated. We're just like a home residential pressure washer. Get up in the crevices, open cavities, blow any of the remaining meat or visceral layer out of there, and clean those out nice and easy around the pedestals. In this next step, after pressure washing, we're taking some cling around the bases of the antlers. We're going to wrap those to protect them from the whitener. Just a little bit of saran wrap and some tape keeps those nice chocolate antlers clean and keep them from getting bleached. But this is our nice clean skull ready for whitening. What we use is the SALON Care product for this. Quick white powder. We're going to take 2 scoops of that, which I'll show you here in a second, with the volume 40 cream, and we're going to mix it up till you get like a nice creamy paste, and we're going to brush it on with basically like a paintbrush, or you can use a foam brush. Works well as well. Watch here and you'll see how we mix that up to where you get a nice consistent paste. I'm going to go around the skull, just show you the before and after of the whitening process. As you can see, that bone's pretty white and pretty clean. Some people may opt to want to hang their euros like this. I like mine to be a little more bone white, so that's why we're going to show you the before and after. But we're going to take our SALON Care powder, use some rubber gloves that will bleach your hands. And we're going to take 2 basically heaping scoops and put it into your mixing pail or your mixing cup. Try not to breathe that powder, it's kind of nasty. Then we're going to take our Salon Care Volume 40 cream. We're going to pour that into the cup. You want to shake it up first. And we're going to pour in roughly a quarter or a third of that bottle, depending on how much you want to put on the skull, and mix it up with your brush or a mixing stick. And you want to circle that around until you get basically a nice consistent paste to where it doesn't drip off, to where it's sticking to the skull. And I'll show you here. I'm going to mix it and basically dab it into the sides of the bucket to where it's not dripping or running. So you see that nice, real consistent, almost like a yogurty paste. And that's what we want. So we're going to start here and we're going to brush on to the skull. And I'm going to speed this video up because this does take a little bit of time. You want to do this real carefully, make sure you're in all the little spaces and crevices. But if you have any questions, since this is sped up, feel free to comment and I will comment back. But this is basically the process. We're going to touch up around where our cling is on the antlers after this is dry and cleaned off. After this is done, we're going to let it sit for 24 hours, let it dry, and then we'll take it to the next step. So I opted to hang this basically from my deer hanger in the garage, just so it's out of the reach of animals or my kids. This is about 12 hours in, and I'm basically just checking to make sure that the coating is drying. It's kind of powdering up. Like I said, this is about 12 hours into a 24-hour sit. These bigger layers, see that little bubble kind of dripping out of the nose socket. The sensory socket, it's a little bit wet. So I'll dab my fingers on there. You probably don't want to do this barehanded like I am. You may want to use a glove, but basically just checking to make sure everything's drying properly. Don't want to sit it in the sun. You kind of want to let it air dry, but as you can see, it's still a little bit wet there. 12 more hours and we'll check it again. Should be pretty well dry, and that should come off kind of like a powdery chunk at that point. But you can see that skull's already starting to whiten up nicely. All right, so we're at 24 hours with our whitening. We just rinsed the Salon Care whitening off of the skull. Came off like a nice powder. Probably should have took a video of that, but it's pretty simple. You just rinse it in some cold water in a bucket, let it soak for a moment, and then spray it off with a hose. And you can see, if you want to look in close there, the whitening came out beautiful, nice bone white. Still drying a little bit from the water, but if you go all the way around, we're nice and white. We got those nice chocolate colored antlers at the bases that we preserved with the saran wrap, which is an important step. One thing that I did forget to mention, before you start this process, you'll want to get the brain out. You can use either the tip of a screwdriver and kind of mush it around, hose it out. You want to get all that out along with the visceral layer that's inside of the skull, which is almost like a membrane, and you'll want to get that out. So we're using Salon Care whitening powder and the volume 40 cream. We mix that together. As you saw at the beginning of the video, the process of that, very simple, very easy to do. Biggest thing is preserving the color in your antlers. You can also see the teeth. It's whitened up a good bit. The teeth were a little stained. It's a couple little dirty spots in there, but you're not going to get them all unless you let them soak longer. The longer you let it sit, the more it will whiten. You'll want to do at least 24 hours, because if you do anything shorter than that, any remaining oils that you have in the skull will yellow over time. So you can do all this for less than 50 bucks. Literally, the Salon Care powder and the volume 40 cream is about $25 to $30 at most of your hair salons. You can get it. A lot of the people that work in there know exactly what you're looking for. If you come in telling them that you're looking to whiten a deer skull, they sell a lot of this stuff. So 25, 30 bucks and 4 hours of your time to remove the meat and boil And if you count out the 24-hour dry time on the whitening, you're saving yourself a lot of money. There's taxidermists that charge, you know, 100, 150, all the way up to $200 for these things. So save yourself a good bit of money and give yourself a little bit of satisfaction on a do-it-yourself mount that you can put on the wall. That's it. That's this European mount ready to go. Catch us on YouTube at Antler Assassins TV Bowhunting Television, and you can catch us on Instagram at Antler Assassin _TV. Good luck in 2025. Shoot straight.